Hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. Hurricane Irene is picking up strength right now, Category 3, moving toward the United States. It's going to probably be a Category 4 by this time tomorrow. And as you can see, it looks like it is headed for Florida, but we are presuming it's going to take a turn to the right. Joining us right now from Tallahassee is Florida State Governor Rick Scott. Good morning to you, Governor.
Good morning. Boy, your heart goes out to everybody in the Bahamas right now going through that. We're getting prepared. You know, our state has a great division of emergency management because we've been through hurricanes. So we're asking everybody to have 3 days of water, 3 days of food. Get ready. Watch out if it starts coming east, but hopefully it'll continue to go north and maybe keep going east a little bit, so miss the entire United States.
That would be fantastic. Governor, we're looking at some of the water there in the Bahamas. I understand there is a warning for coastal Florida that out of ways you could wind up with 25-foot waves off the Florida coast.
Absolutely. Our risk right now, it looks like, is that we're going to be on the outer bands of this, and we'll get a lot of rain, and it'll hurt our beaches. Hope it won't turn east, or turn west, I guess, and come towards us. But we'll still get battered. So we're doing a good job. Our local emergency management's doing a good job of just getting everybody ready. And then if something happens up north, we'll be sending people up there to be helpful.
I would imagine when you say sending people up, that would also probably include some utility folks, because one of the things when one of these storms of this magnitude goes through, it mows down a lot of power lines.
And we've got a lot of experience with this, so our utilities have done a great job of getting ready for this, and they'll do a great job of going to these other states to be helpful.
Speaking of other states, your state and Florida, congratulations are in order, because while the United States debt outlook has been downgraded by Standard & Poor's, yours has actually been upgraded. Why?
Well, we made the tough decisions. I walked in looking at a $3.8 billion budget deficit, and now we're projecting a $1.2 billion surplus. We cut spending, and we also reduced taxes. We cut property taxes by over $200 million, and we eliminated the business tax for almost half the business owners in the state, because we know the way to get out of this is to be fiscally conservative and build jobs, and that's what we're doing. So
your credit rating went from negative to stable, and while other states, Connecticut comes to mind, I think the governor there is proposing tax hikes on people so that they can balance their budget. You actually cut taxes. Is this the time to be raising taxes in this particular economy?
No. No, I'm talking to so many companies in Connecticut about moving down here, because they know it doesn't make sense what's happening in the north, where in states like that where they're raising taxes. They know the way you build businesses is you create an environment where businesses want to flourish, reduce taxes and reduce regulation, and they don't want frivolous lawsuits. That's what we're doing in Florida, and that's why our unemployment's dropped from 12% down to 10.7% this year. I think we're second to Texas in job creation this year. Right. So we're doing the things that get our economy going.
And you mentioned Texas. I think Texas, under this particular governor, Rick Perry, they've approved the loser pay rule when it comes to lawsuits, and that has made a big difference there. Meanwhile, while you have made a lot of significant inroads into the economy, your approval rating right now stands at 35% of Floridians and 52% disapprove. What's your reaction to that?
Well, my job is I got elected to make the tough decisions. What we have is we have a lot of politicians that won't do that. I got elected to do that, and it's working. So the real test for me is I have 3 jobs. 1, make sure our kids can get an education. So we've done great education reform this year. 2, make sure people can get a job in our state. And 3, keep the cost of living as low as possible in our state. Those are things that are going to matter over the years going forward.
All right. Very good. Well, Governor, we know you've got an awfully busy day today, and we thank you very much for stopping by to talk to us today.
Have a great day,
Fox and Friends. All right. Governor Rick Scott of Florida.